Hey, what's up, Jeffs? Sorry, I've just spent about 20 minutes recording this whole video just to realize the method I was recording it with wasn't saving my audio. So now I gotta retell the whole thing. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be kind of a long video for a first. I mean, I guess technically it's not the first video I've uploaded of me talking, but the first time where I'm like talking to you, the Jeffies. But and it's gonna be kind of a rough one because I've never done this before, so bear with me, please. This is a video I'm making about mental health. So, for the past several months, I say several, it's been like 3, maybe 4 or 5 months. Um, we've opened the door for you, the Jeffies, to like approach myself and my mod team for mental health issues. And I wanted to make this video in light of the fact that I don't know if "in light" is the right wording, but um, we've had some Jeffies that are struggling pretty bad, and it's getting kind of rough for them. So I kind of just wanted to make like a video to encourage people to reach out to myself and my mod team. Normally, this kind of stuff would be an announcement, but I can't be bothered to type all that stuff in right now. And it's easy to just say it with my mouth into a microphone. I'm sorry if the audio quality is bad before we get started, because I'm not really sure how to set up my audio to make it sound real nice and crisp. But I'm just going to get rolling right into it. So, shoot, I don't even know where to begin, and I just did this whole thing for 20 minutes. Um, Me and my mod team, just to kind of kick it off, me and my mod team, we truly do care about each and every single one of the Jeffies, every single one of you. And a lot of times it feels like we have Jeffs who are struggling. We know we have more Jeffs that are struggling who don't feel comfortable reaching out. And that's perfectly understandable because we're just strangers on the internet. Obviously, don't blindly trust us. But I wanted to tell a little story and then, maybe give y'all some words of wisdom so that for those of you who don't feel comfortable coming to my mod team or myself about your mental health issues, you can at least watch this and get some kind of, I don't know what the word would be, feel better or feel like somebody cares, or maybe this video will motivate you to go get professional help. So the story I'm going to tell is from while I was in the army. This was, shoot, like early 2021, early to mid 2021, I think. Um, I had finished basic training in December of 20. And at first, the army was pretty dope. I was loving it, loving every single day for a good while. Um, I was stationed up in Washington State, and that state is known for its heavy cloud coverage and very little sunlight, especially in the winter. And I started to feel a little bit down in the dumps as a result of no sunlight because, and I don't know the whole science behind it, but a lack of sunlight can negatively impact your mental health. So much so to the point that last I checked, now it's been a while since I've checked, but last I checked, Fort Lewis, Washington is the US military installation with the highest amount of people ending their own lives. And obviously, it's not entirely to blame on the son. It's also the army is kind of a rough experience once you get into it. Um, but anyway, so I was kind of feeling down in the dumps for a while, and it was kind of hard for me to make friends because on account of ADHD, slight autism, and then I'm just a shy person in general. I didn't know how to make friends with people that I had nothing in common with. Growing up, the few friends I had were friends that I had a lot in common with. We grew up in the same town, we went to the same school, we had a lot of the same interests and stuff like that. And at this point in my contract for the army, I hadn't quite figured out yet that the one thing that brings everybody in the military together is that none of us really have a whole lot in common, but every single one of us has one thing in common, and that's that obviously we decided to serve in the military. But I hadn't figured that part out yet, so I was just kind of struggling to make friends. I was feeling alone. It was the first time I'd ever lived away from my family. Even as a kid, summer camp and stuff bummed me out because I didn't like being away from my family too much. Um, and it was kind of just slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, I met a girl and we started dating. And I thought I was in love. I thought she was the one for me. I was like, oh, I'm going to get married to this girl. We're going to have a whole bunch of babies, blah, blah, blah. Well, I wasn't in love because we broke up. She shattered my heart and made my mental health issues even worse. And it got to the point where I had picked out a spot where I was going to commit self delete, but I didn't have a plan on how I was going to do it. It was more or less just I went to the location and I parked there. And as I was sitting there, I realized I still have, it's late and I'm tired. I want to go home and maybe I can, wake up tomorrow and it'll be a better day. Because a lot of times all it takes is one bad day to send you spiraling, and a lot of times all it takes is one good day to bring you up. And so I decided to go home, back to base. And later that week, I can't remember if it was like a couple days, maybe if it was a couple weeks. I'm not sure on the time, but shortly after that, I went to Chipotle to get my feel good food. As most of you know by now, I love Chipotle. And while I was in there, I wasn't in uniform, but a guy was. He was a captain. And I wasn't close with my leadership at my unit yet. I didn't feel comfortable going to them quite yet. I just, when you're new to somebody, you don't want to go and burden them with your problems, especially if you have to work with them. But this was an officer who wasn't even in the same, like, the patch on his shoulder wasn't even the same as mine. Like, there was a solid chance I would never see him again. And so that kind of made it easier for me to approach him. And with him being a captain, I knew, like, okay, he's at least a responsible person, a trustworthy person. Um, and so I approached him and I was like, "Hey, sir, can I talk to you outside after you get your food? It's really important." And he said, "Absolutely." And so we sat down outside of the Chipotle and we talked in private. And I told him everything that was going on and how I was feeling. And he urged me to go to the emergency room to get set on the path to where I can get the help I need. And I kept in touch with him for a while. I haven't talked to him in a while. I don't know if he's even alive at this point, but we we kept in touch, and I was still suffering. Just because I was getting the help I needed doesn't mean that everything was all peachy. I was on antidepressants and all sorts of stuff, but eventually he offered to take me on a flight in a Black Hawk helicopter because he was a pilot. And once I went on that flight, it was kind of like a life changing experience because it made the darkness in my life feel a little bit less dark. You know what I mean? Like it gave me something to live for. It gave me something that like, okay, I want to do this at some point in my life. I want to fly cuz this is awesome. I want to do this a lot. And sorry, I'm trying to like figure out the words to say it to make this not 20 minutes long. Um and yeah, the moral of that story is that I mean, I shortened it a lot, but hopefully you get the idea of no matter how like dark and depressing your life may be, doesn't matter if you feel like nobody likes you. Um oh, I'm so sorry guys. That just reminded me while I was in the emergency room, the same leadership I didn't feel close enough with to where like I felt that they didn't really care. Like I wasn't close enough to them that they would actually give a shit. I woke up um early in the morning and my leadership had left PT. Super important part of the day. My leadership had left PT the moment they found out that I was in the emergency room. Somehow they found out. And I found my immediate supervisor, my sergeant, my platoon sergeant, and my platoon leader, who's a lieutenant, all three standing in the room trying to make sure I was okay and trying to get me to talk about what was going on, all that stuff. I'd also been practicing self-harm during this time period, so I showed them my arms. But yeah, like I was saying, no matter how alone you feel, you're not actually alone. Like I know there's a lot of you who are in this server and aren't active hardly at all. And that's perfectly okay. I'm not telling you to jump in chat and be more active. But I know a lot of you who are inactive and also a lot of you who are active feel like you're alone. Like nobody cares about you. That oh, this is just a Discord server. The people in the server have no idea what I'm going through, yada yada yada. And while we may not know what you're going through, we may not understand what you're going through, we still care about you. Me, my and the majority of my mod team are always willing to sit in DMs and chat with you back and forth if you're struggling. Like I've made it a rule where my mod team has to have their DMs open, or at least my senior mods. My regular mods, I haven't really told them to do it. If they have theirs open, then that's their choice. But me and my senior mods have our DMs open, so any message from this server, we get notified of. Um, we care about you. We want you to find something to keep going. We want you to find happiness. We want you to find joy. We want you to, at the very least, keep waking up every day and trying. Because honestly, that's the most any of us have any right to demand of you is that you wake up every day and you keep trying. Because what happens if you stop trying and you end up, not being around anymore? One of the first things that happens is the family members you thought didn't love you, they cry and they weep over your casket. They cry and weep at your funeral. The friends you thought you didn't have, they go on thinking it's their fault and they live a life of regret. every big moment that happens in a family or friend's life, they're gonna be thinking about, oh, my friend isn't here. He or she, they thought they were alone, and I wasn't a good enough friend, and they're gonna start blaming themselves because you're missing out on all these important life achievements. And even your dog or your cat, your pets will also mourn. That dog or cat or fish or hamster or pet crocodile that you love so much, you're going to stop showing up. You're going to stop playing with them. You're not going to be there to feed them or give them treats or cuddle with them, and they're not going to understand. They're going to wait for you by the door like they always do. They're going to chase the bus expecting you to be getting off the bus like you normally do. And for a long time, they're going to keep going about those same habits because they don't understand that you're gone forever and you're not coming back. Um, and it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Like no matter what you're going through, there's always there's always going to be some reason to keep going. You just got to find it. It doesn't matter how dumb you think your reason is. It doesn't matter if your reason is something as important as, oh, I want to walk my daughter down the aisle, or oh, I want to go do this, or I want to see the next episode of this TV show. Whatever the case may be, any reason that keeps you breathing and marching forward is not a dumb reason. And one of the things the army taught me is fake it till you make it. And what I mean by that is I don't mean fake being happy. Nobody expects you to fake being happy. And I don't think that that would really be a super healthy option to choose, anyways. The faking part is faking to yourself that you have a reason to keep going until you find a reason to keep going. So fake it until you make it. Fake having a reason to keep going, and then eventually you'll find a reason to keep going, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I just want to make this video because we've had a lot of Jeffies struggling pretty bad, and a couple of them have mentioned some concerning things, and I kind of just want to reach out to as many Jeffs as possible and make it known that we care about you. And the content creators that are in this server, they also care about you. I've talked to several of them, and all of us agree it's heartbreaking the amount of Jeffs that are struggling mentally. And while we each have our own ideas of the best way to approach that, the general idea is these Jeffs need help. We want to help them, and we wish we had the facilities to help them better than what we can. Like for me personally, if you trust me to come to me about your issues, or one of my mods or one of my senior mods, we're going to try our hardest to help you. And if we're going to try our hardest to help you, and we're also going to encourage you to get professional help. But if it's beyond our control, we're still going to try to help you because it's your choice to get the help you need if you want it or not. If all you want is our help, then we can do our best. But at the end of the day, it kind of falls on you to reach out to professionals and get the help you need. But like I've said probably 100 times now this video, we care about you. We will help. And I'm not putting down anybody who says that they wouldn't help as much as I want to, because it's their choice. A lot of people don't want to give you the wrong advice because the wrong advice can do a lot more harm than what's intended. And so if you are actively trying to help people yourself, like I am, you have to be really careful about the advice you give, which makes it super challenging because a lot of times I can't find the words to say to give the right advice. And I don't know if that's just part ADHD, part autism, or what. Maybe there's something else going on, but I a lot of times I struggle to find the right words. Like sometimes people will message me about an issue and I won't reply for a while because I'll read it and then I'll have to sit there and think for a little bit. Like, okay, what's some good advice? Like, what do I say to this person? Um, and it makes it super stressful. And obviously, I'm not. It's not your fault that it's stressful. If you message me, I'm. It's my own brain that's causing me to stress out because I want to help you better than what I'm able to. Um, but yeah, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Um, I'm probably gonna cut this video here in a minute, but I just wanted to. Oh, sorry, we're past the 20-minute mark again. My bad. Um, but yeah, I know this is kind of a sloppy video, and I know I'm not a mental health professional or anything, but I do want to make it known that we care about you. You're not alone. It doesn't matter if you're about to be homeless. It doesn't matter if you have zero friends. If you feel like everybody hates you and is out to get you, it doesn't matter. We care about you. We want you to find happiness. We want you to find joy. And we want you to find something that keeps you waking up every day and pushing forward. Because that's the most important part. Nothing else can be done if you don't find a reason to wake up every day. Um, but yeah, sorry this video is so long, and sorry for the server ping. But yeah, this is gonna be posted on the Discord server with a ping. So thank you for sticking around. If you only watched a couple minutes, if you just skipped through, if you watched all the way through to the end, I don't care. As long as you saw at least some part of this video, and as long as some part of this video made you feel better or made you feel welcomed or made you feel like you're not alone, whatever the case may be, I'm satisfied. So, if any of you are struggling with mental health, do not be afraid to reach out to me or Queen V. And that's all I have. Thank you.